Oh my God! The chilling cold of the sacred forest and the rustling leaves make Kofi's heart tremble. The orphaned boy, once seen by the villagers as a bad omen, holds in his hand a wooden amulet carved with strange symbols, the only thing connecting him to his birth parents, whom he has never known. Suddenly, a thin, shimmering mist swirls around him, and from the depths, a radiant golden-scaled mermaid appears, her scales light illuminating the ground, as if reminding Kofi, the fateful moment has arrived. Will he dare to venture deeper into the forest to uncover the truth, or run away from the secrets his heart has always craved? Every step is dangerous, but ahead lies the answer Kofi never dared to dream of. Once upon a time, in a small village deep in the Georgia jungle, where the morning sunlight filters through the dense canopy, casting pale golden rays on the leaf-strewn ground, an orphaned boy named Kofi walks silently along the damp brown dirt path. Each of his footsteps leaves an invisible mark, unnoticed by anyone, uncared for by all. The villagers' contemptuous glances and bitter whispers surround him like an invisible veil, shrouding all joy and hope. Every burst of laughter around him becomes distant, turning into the rhythm of the loneliness Kofi carries every day. His foster family, though poor and lacking, always tries to care for him with all their heart. Kofi's foster mother, a petite woman with wrinkled but warm hands, often gently strokes his tousled hair and says, "Don't let their words bother you. What's important is that you live honestly and work hard." But that comfort is like dew evaporating in the sun. It cannot erase the darkness in Kofi's heart. He still feels like an outsider, a part of the village that never truly belongs here. Every morning, before the sun rises high, Kofi quietly goes to the stream behind the village, where the clear water reflects his small face. His round eyes heavy with sadness, he sits for hours, tossing small pebbles into the water. The gentle lapping of the water creates a soothing rhythm, easing some of the loneliness that no words can touch. This is the only place where Kofi feels unjudged, where his pain becomes something acceptable, where his tears are not met with harsh stares. At night, when the sky is full of stars and the croaking of frogs echoes through the forest, Kofi lies on his bed of dry grass, gazing up at the canopy. He wonders about his birth parents, about the people who abandoned him without explanation. In his young heart, the desire to know his roots, his identity, burns stronger every day. He imagines his parents might have loved him if they were still alive. He wonders if he deserves to be loved. Loneliness seeps into every breath, into every heartbeat, and Kofi cannot escape those questions. One mild, sunny afternoon, as the villagers gather around the fire to tell stories and enjoy cheerful tales, Kofi timidly approaches, hoping to listen without being noticed. But immediately, a man shouts loudly, "What is that boy doing here, bringing bad luck to us?" All eyes turn to Kofi, full of contempt. His heart feels squeezed, a wave of humiliation flooding his entire body. Hot tears well up, streaming down his cheeks, but Kofi quickly turns away, hiding his pain, walking like a ghost in the sunlight. When he returns home, Kofi sits on the porch, quietly listening to the rustling leaves in the gentle breeze. His foster mother comes beside him, wrapping her arms around him, her voice soft. "You're not alone, even if the world turns its back on you. I'll always be here." But in Kofi's heart, a deep scar remains, one that love and care cannot heal immediately. He wonders why he is treated this way and vows to himself that he must find answers to the mysteries about himself. On another afternoon, while wandering through the jungle, Kofi stumbles upon an ancient wooden amulet carved with strange symbols. As he grips it tightly, a warmth spreads through his palm, like a whisper from the past, awakening the dormant desire to explore his origins. He wonders if this is a sign from his parents. Curiosity rises stronger than ever, urging him into a journey he never imagined, a quest not just for the truth about his roots, but also for himself, for courage, and for self-acceptance. The afternoon sun filters through the thick canopy, gilding the dirt path leading to the forest edge. Kofi walks slowly, each step heavy with thought and worry. The wind rustles through the dry leaves, whispering unrevealed secrets. This is where he often comes to escape the villagers' curious eyes, finding solace in nature. But today, he feels a strange pull, as if the forest is inviting him deeper, to where the secrets about his parents and his fate await. And then, from behind the dense foliage, a figure appears, graceful yet commanding. Kofi startles, his eyes widening. The woman before him, hair silver like moonlight, face lined with wrinkles but eyes bright and fierce, holding a quiet, gentle power. This is Mama Zuri, the woman the villagers whisper is a witch. But her gaze holds no judgment, no malice, only silent observation, as if seeing straight into Kofi's soul. She steps closer, her movements light, not disturbing the ground or the rustling dry leaves, and hands him the ancient amulet from his birth mother, her voice warm but authoritative. You must have the courage to step into the darkness, Kofi. Not all truths are easy to accept, but if you're ready, the truth will lead you where you need to go. Kofi stands still, clutching the amulet, his heart pounding in his chest. In that moment, light from the amulet spreads through his body, blending with the forest's breath. The sound of leaves, the stream's murmur, and the golden light from the radiant canopy. Everything seems to pause, leaving only worry, curiosity, and a glimmer of hope in his eyes. He knows that from this moment, everything will change. Each step into the deep forest will lead him to unknown secrets, challenges to face, and ultimately the truth about his parents, himself, and the fate he never dared imagine. With fear still lingering but his heart full of resolve, Kofi steps slowly to the forest edge, his footsteps blending with the whispering wind and the amulet's shimmering sound, preparing for a journey that will not only change his life but also this small village. And before continuing with the main story content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video, okay? And don't forget to comment below to let us know where you're watching from. We love hearing that. As night falls, the sacred forest becomes more mysterious than ever. The towering trees cast thick shadows, interwoven with faint golden rays of moonlight filtering through the leaves. Each of Kofi's footsteps on the leaf litter rustles, the sound reminding him that the forest is not just a refuge but a living being, watching his every move. His breath merges with the forest's, damp, cool, and heavy with unexplored secrets. Clutching his mother's ancient amulet, Kofi approaches the ancient stone gate that Mama Zuri mentioned. On the stone's surface, strange symbols are etched deep, a faint light glowing from within like an invitation. Suddenly, from the water near the gate, a brilliant light erupts. Kofi looks up, his round eyes wide with astonishment. A golden-scaled mermaid emerges, her form undulating like a shimmering river in morning light. Each scale on her body reflects sparkling rays, glittering like shards of the sun's mirror, alluring yet majestic, gentle yet authoritative. Her golden tail fin glows like burning fire. As she flicks it lightly, the surrounding water emits a soft but haunting sound. The mermaid looks straight at Kofi, her deep ocean blue eyes sparkling with golden flecks from her scales. "You have come," she whispers, her voice light but echoing through the forest. "You seek the truth about your parents and your fate, but is your heart strong enough to face every challenge?" No words are heavy, but the weight of them pulls Kofi into a whirlpool of fear and curiosity. Suddenly, a strange song emanates from the mermaid, rising like an ancient sea chant, blending with the mist and light from her golden scales. The song disorients Kofi's mind. He senses in his dream the memories of his parents, moments unknown, sacrifices untold. Each note unveils an illusion, in which he sees his father fighting to protect the village, his mother quietly departing in tears. But alongside those images, Kofi also sees a field of fire underwater, where his foster mother is stoned by the villagers, screams echoing. He frowns, helplessness flooding him, but then resolve rises. Kofi realizes this is not reality but a test of fear, conjured by the mermaid to probe his courage. He takes a deep breath, grips the amulet and glowing shell tightly, and steps through the nightmare, proving he will not yield to fear. Next, the mermaid leads Kofi to an underwater cave, where her golden scales light illuminates every stone shard, reflecting on the green mossed walls. In the cave's center lies a glittering treasure, Gold, silver, jewels, and ancient artifacts spread like the sun fallen into the ocean's heart. The mermaid reminds Kofi with her golden scale song. If he seizes the treasure, the villagers will respect and admire him, but it will be greed obscuring the truth. Kofi stands before the radiant light, golden rays from the treasure reflecting in his eyes. But he knows what matters is not power or glory, but the truth about his parents and himself. He clutches the amulet and shell, stepping past the treasure untouched, proving his choice over greed. The mermaid smiles, her golden scales light spreading, shining straight into Kofi's eyes as if to penetrate his soul. You have overcome fear and greed. Now you must be ready to face the bitter truth, she says, her voice like ocean waves, soothing yet powerful. In that moment, the water around the forest trembles, the gentle ripples reminding that everything is about to change. Kofi ventures deeper into the cave, where the mermaid's light spreads, painting images of his birth parents. He sees his father as a brave warrior, sacrificing to protect the village, while his mother, unable to bear the pain and injustice, departed, living hidden in the forest to shield him from the world's curse. Each image stabs like a knife into Kofi's heart, aching yet igniting a flame of determination. He knows that to bring forgiveness and reconciliation to the village, he must understand every sacrifice and love from his parents. Then the mermaid leads Kofi to a luminous shell fragment, the last spiritual remnant of his mother. As he touches it, memories of his mother and father flood his mind, revealing an ancient pact between his father and the mermaid. His father's sacrifice to protect the village. In exchange, the mermaid would honor her promise to the ocean, and the amulet would guide Kofi to the truth when he was ready. He understands the mermaid is not just a tester, but a guardian of secrets, preserving the flow of truth through time. In the distant mist, the mermaid's golden scales flicker, blending with the ancient song. Kofi knows the next challenge will be harder, not just facing the truth, but connecting past and present, redeeming his father's honor, his mother's love, and the community's trust. He takes a deep breath, eyes fixed on the mermaid, heart full of resolve. The golden scales light embraces him, as if whispering, "Every step into truth is dangerous, but you are ready." Kofi steps out of the underwater cave, water murmuring around his feet, the golden scales light guiding the way. In his mind, images of his parents, foster mother, the villagers' bitter whispers, and the mermaid all merge into one rhythm, the rhythm of courage, determination, and the thirst for truth. He knows he will not turn back. From this moment, every step is progress toward his fate. As the forest edge comes into view, the mermaid's golden light still blazes, reflecting on the water. Kofi looks down at his hand, clutching the amulet and shell, heart pounding, each breath blending with the waves. In that silent moment, he realizes truth is not to hurt, but to liberate, and the journey ahead, though full of challenges, will lead him to his true self and to the forgiveness and unity his parents dreamed of. As Kofi leaves the underwater cave, the sacred forest's chill seeps through his fingers, lightly stirring his sweat-dampened hair against his forehead. The mermaid's radiant golden scales light still spreads across the ground, flickering like fragile hopes in the darkness. Before him, the dirt path leads deep into the forest like a mysterious corridor, where every rustle of leaves, bird call, insect hum, blends into a quiet but powerful symphony, as if whispering, "The truth awaits you." Kofi's steps become slow but steady. Each one challenges his fear and doubt. His heart still pounds, but now not as a threatened soul's, but as a truth seeker's, ready to confront it. His breath merges with the crunch of leaf litter underfoot, the nearby streams murmur, and the mermaid's flickering light, creating a mystical space, inviting yet warning. Kofi approaches a small forest pond, where the golden scales light reflects on the water, creating countless rays like fallen stars on the surface. Here, the mermaid appears fully, her body undulating in the water, golden scales blazing, reflecting shimmering light. She tilts her head toward Kofi, her deep ocean blue eyes absorbing his soul, the golden scales light seeming to penetrate it. A distant song rises, soothing yet powerful, unveiling images of Kofi's parents' unrevealed memories. Kofi sees his father, a brave warrior, standing amid flames and smoke, protecting the village from disaster. Calloused hands gripping his sword, face resolute yet filled with worry. He sees his mother, tears falling silently in the darkness, departing so she wouldn't witness his harm, living in solitude to shield him from human cruelty and prejudice. Each image pierces Kofi's heart like a dagger, aching yet kindling an unprecedented flame of determination. The golden scale's light flickers, creating an illusory field where images of his foster mother, villagers, and bitter whispers mingle. Kofi realizes the challenge is no longer fear or greed, but the bitter truth about family and community. He stands motionless, hand still clutching the amulet and glowing shell, feeling his heartbeat merge with the forest's pulse, the mermaids, the pasts. The golden-scaled mermaid rises in an ancient song, and from that light, Kofi sees his half-brother from the same father, living hidden in the village, yet to reveal himself. That image opens hope yet poses a question. Can he reconnect the community, erase prejudice, and preserve kinship? Fear rises in him, but determination overpowers all. "You have overcome fear and greed," the mermaid says, her voice blending with the ripples. "But now you must face the truth your parents and history hid. Will you hold on to forgiveness, or let pain consume you?" Kofi takes a deep breath, eyes fixed on the golden light, and in that moment, tears well up. He feels his father's immense sacrifice, a warrior who gave his life to protect his son and the village. He feels his mother's pain, the one who left everything to shield him from prejudice and human curses. The pain piles up, but Kofi does not despair. He understands truth is not to weaken him, but to liberate. Then the mermaid performs a miracle. The golden scale's light gathers into a radiant gem, holding memories, sacrifices, and parental love. He touches the gem, feeling all pent-up emotions, fear, loneliness, disappointment, but with them strength, courage, and faith in himself. Every memory fragment assembles, forming a complete picture of his parents and his history, the reason for his rejection, the sacrifices he never knew. The golden scale's light touches Kofi's eyes, making him see the villagers, those who once despised him, now appearing in the light like souls suppressed by prejudice and fear. He realizes they hated him not just as an orphan, but because they saw him as the omen of the tragedy that took their heroic father. He swallows tears, heart still aching, but resolve rises. Forgiveness is the only path, he tells himself, if he wants to change the future, not just for himself but for the whole village. The golden-scaled mermaid smiles, her radiant scales light shining, as if conveying a message. "You are strong enough to understand, Kofi. Truth brings pain, but courage and forgiveness turn pain into strength. Now take it all back, and live in a way that honors your parents' love and sacrifice." Kofi stands still, hand clutching the amulet, shell, and glowing gem, heart thumping, blending with the mermaid's radiant light. He knows the journey ahead does not end here. He must return to the village, face the villagers, prove that truth and courage matter more than prejudice and fear. But for the first time, his heart holds no fear. Pain has become strength, and the golden scale's light promises a hopeful future. As he leaves the pond, the mermaid vanishes under the moonlight, but her song and golden scale's light linger in Kofi's mind, reminding him that every step is a choice, every choice has value. He looks up at the starry sky, takes a deep breath, and walks the damp dirt path, carrying truth, forgiveness, and the power of sacrifice, ready to face the village, the past, and the future. The sky blazes with dawn's light as Kofi emerges from the sacred forest, breath quick but eyes resolute. Golden rays from the wooden amulet, shell, and radiant gem reflect on his face like a mystical halo. Each step on the damp brown dirt path seems to dispel the mist, and the jungle sounds rustling leaves, buzzing insects blend with his breath, creating a familiar yet strange symphony. Kofi knows from this moment everything will change. Each step brings him closer to the village that once rejected him. As the village gate comes into view, a wave of emotion surges, anxiety, fear, but above all, determination. Kofi's eyes scan the thatched roofs, the faces awakening in the morning light. Curious, wary, sometimes suspicious gazes turn to him. The invisible walls of prejudice remain, but he knows now he is no longer the frail orphan boy. He is one who has overcome fear, greed, and faced the truth about his parents, carrying their sacrifice and love's strength. He passes through the village square, once the center of bitter whispers. The space is so still he hears the wind through the thatch, the gentle rustle of leaves, and his own pounding heartbeat. He takes a deep breath, eyes meeting each villager's. His hand still clutches the wooden amulet, glowing shell, and gem symbols of his parents and courage. Standing in the village center, Kofi feels every eye upon him, suspicious, curious, fearful. He recalls every tear, every insult, every contemptuous look. But now, that pain is strength. He takes a deep breath, his voice rising steady, full of authority. My father, a brave warrior, sacrificed himself to protect this village. My mother left to shield me from suffering and prejudice. So why do we let fear and hatred divide us? We can choose forgiveness and change how we see each other. One stead, good stands and happen. Kofi's words ring out like knives cutting the silence. At first, no one moves, their eyes show shock, then gradually guilt. An elderly woman steps forward, trembling, tears streaming down her cheeks. We were wrong to let fear blind us. We are sorry, Kofi. Kofi looks around, sensing every villager in the square, those who once rejected and mocked him, now bowing their heads in remorse. He nods slightly, a faint smile on his lips, without trembling or resentment. He understands forgiveness is not weakness, but true strength. In that silent moment, from afar, a faint figure appears. Kofi's half-brother, revealed by the golden-scaled mermaid, steps into the square. Innocent yet brave eyes, and in his hand a small heirloom, a remnant of their father's memory. His appearance stuns the villagers, but also ignites hope for unity and reconciliation. Kofi approaches, no hatred in his words, only placing a hand on his brother's shoulder. The brothers lock eyes, blood and kinship connecting clearly. The villagers' gazes soften one by one, hatred turning to curiosity, then empathy. Step by step, the ice of prejudice melts, making way for understanding and compassion. At that moment, from above, the mermaid's gentle golden light echoes in the wind, reminding Kofi and the villagers that love and sacrifice are never in vain. Every leaf, every dewdrop, every forest sound blends with the village's new breath, a breath of reconciliation, hope, new beginnings. A long silence passes, then the village elder, once suspicious and judgmental of Kofi, steps forward, voice heavy with remorse. We were wrong to let fear cloud our judgment. Your father is a hero, and we owe you an apology. These words ring out, creating an emotional wave sweeping the square, softening every heart. Kofi looks at each villager, seeing trembling hands on his shoulders, like a silent promise of unity and forgiveness. He realizes the journey has brought change not just for him, but for the community, where those who once shunned him now begin to open their hearts. In that instant, a gentle breeze blows through, carrying the forest's scent, water's freshness, and sparkling golden light from the gem in Kofi's hand. He feels the power from his parents' love, his own forgiveness, and the reconciliation blooming around the square. All shadows, fears, hatreds seem to dissolve. And as Kofi steps from the village center, hand clutching the wooden amulet shell and gem, he knows this is not the end. Every curious glance, every villager's sigh, every ray from the mermaid reminds him the real journey has just begun. He walks on, no longer afraid, no longer alone, heart full of resolve, ready to face future challenges with the community his parents sacrificed to protect. And now, dear viewers, pause a moment to hit subscribe before watching the next part of the story, but only if you truly empathize with what I'm sharing here, and leave a comment below to tell me where you're watching from and what time it is now. It's fascinating to see everyone from everywhere joining us. As dawn gradually spreads pale light over the village, Kofi steps to the deep pond in the jungle's heart, where golden light from the gem, wooden amulet, and shell blends into the space, creating a strange spectrum on the water's surface. The pond is still, water clear as a mirror reflecting the blue sky and overhanging leaves. But as Kofi lifts his foot near the shore, The water ripples, waves rising, and a brilliant golden light from the mermaid's scales appears, undulating like a divine serpent in the water. A song rises, gentle yet haunting, drawing Kofi into a trance at the pond's bottom. Suddenly, the light shifts, flickering into a vast field of fire, where Kofi's foster mother appears, kneeling under the villagers' harsh gazes. Screams blend with boiling water, flames roaring, thick smoke coiling around Kofi like it wants to drown him. His heart pounds, feet chained, deep-seated fear carving into his heart, nearly making him flee. The water underfoot reflects gruesome images. Those who mocked him, bitter whispers, stones thrown at his foster mother. His pain and helplessness pile up, loneliness and powerlessness like a wave sweeping away all will. But in that moment, Kofi realizes it's all illusion, the golden-scaled mermaid testing him, not reality. He takes a deep breath, hand still clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and glowing gem. His heartbeat slows. He listens to the flowing water, wind through leaves, and the mermaid's soul-lulling song. Each illusion detail fades, fire softens, screams turn to leaf rustles, and his foster mother's shadow dissolves into golden light. He realizes true power lies in his will and heart, not the fear the mermaid creates. With resolve, Kofi steps into the pond. Each step challenges his mind. Cold water spreads over skin. Blinding golden light on the surface dazzles him, but his will is harder than any wave. Images of his foster mother, villagers, and underwater fire fade, yielding to the golden scale's light spreading across the pond, embracing Kofi in warm yet powerful arms. He realizes the underwater fire field is not just a fear test, but a lesson. Fear only conquers if he lets it dominate his mind, but recognizing its illusory nature, he stands firm. Kofi closes his eyes, feeling his breath merge with the waves and golden light, then steps on, feet floating lightly in water, fear dissolving like mist. When Kofi opens his eyes, everything around the pond is peaceful again. The water clear, golden light from the gem and amulet blends with sunlight, reflecting shimmering rays on the leaves. His foster mother appears in his mind, no longer in suffering, only love and protection. Kofi realizes courage and will, overcoming the challenge, have taught him to face fear, preparing for what comes next. At the pond's edge, the golden-scaled mermaid reappears, her scales light spreading over the water, radiant like early Sunday. Her eyes pierce Kofi's soul, gentle yet firm, as if emphasizing, "You have proven courage, but the true test is not over. Your heart must be strong enough to receive truth and forgive." Her song rises, each note drawing Kofi into the ancient flow of sea, sacred forest, and sacrifices he never knew about his parents. Kofi stands in the pond, cold water lapping at his feet, golden scales light reflecting on the surface, blending with his pounding heartbeat. He feels the fear just past, now turned to new energy, fueling his mind and heart. His will hardens beyond any challenge faced. He knows this test is not just to recognize fear, but the mermaid's way to forge his soul and resolve, preparing Kofi to face truth about his parents and fate. Gentle waves lap the shore, radiant golden light spreads across the pond, and Kofi slowly steps to the bank, feeling his heartbeat merge with the forest's pulse. The mermaid's golden scales light fades, but her ancient song echoes in his mind, reminding that every challenge is a lesson, every fear conquerable if the heart is brave enough. Kofi stands on the pond's bank, gazing toward the sacred forest where the mermaid's form just vanished. His heart full of resolve and calm, yet a touch of anticipation. The next challenge will be harder, deeper, directly tied to the truth about his parents. He knows the door to a new journey awaits ahead, where he must face sacrifice, forgiveness, and family legacy. Hand clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem, Kofi takes a deep breath, steps from the pond, each footfall syncing with forest sounds, golden light, and his heart's beat. He has overcome the underwater fear test, and for the first time, fear completely vanishes, yielding to strength and determination. He knows from this moment every step leads to truth, forgiveness, and changing the community, but also opens new, deeper, more mystical challenges. The pond quiets, golden light fading on the surface. But in Kofi's mind, every memory, sensation, lesson remains vivid. He walks the damp dirt path, hand gripping spiritual objects, eyes toward the deep forest, ready for the next challenge. Truth and forgiveness, where prejudice, sacrifice, and family legacy intertwine to form the climax of this extraordinary journey. After overcoming the underwater fear, Kofi continues deep into the pond's heart, where golden light from the gem, wooden amulet, and shell still reflects on the clear water. The space around is so silent he hears every water drop, his own heartbeat, and distant leaf rustles from the forest bank. The air carries damp moss scent, fresh water smell, and a feeling both alluring and dangerous, as if the sacred forest and ocean watch him together. Suddenly, the water blazes brighter, golden light weaving into sparkling rays, and from the pond's bottom, a magnificent treasure emerges. Pearls white and lustrous, golden crowns, intricately carved necklaces, and radiant jewels reflect sunlight into the depths. The sight is so dazzling, Kofi nearly loses himself. The treasure like sun shining in the ocean, captivating every sense, blending with the golden-scaled mermaid's light as she undulates in the water. Each scale flashing like tiny flames flickering in darkness. From the treasure rises a strange melody, echoing like sea waves, mingling with wind through leaves and water lapping shore. The melody captivates, enchants, making Kofi nearly forget his surroundings. He feels the strange allure's power. Seizing this treasure, the villagers would respect him, no longer despise, and he would gain the power and admiration he always craved. Each note seeps into his veins, soothing pain while planting strong temptation in his mind. Kofi pauses, hand still clutching the wooden amulet and glowing shell, heart pounding, breath quick. He gazes deep into the glittering treasure, seeing each precious item reflect the mermaid's golden light, but in his heart, he senses clearly, this is not the path to truth. He closes his eyes gently, takes a deep breath, and lets the enchantment pass. In that moment, the golden-scaled mermaid undulates around him, her scales light shining down, touching the water, creating ethereal images like ancient script. Her song still echoes, soothing yet powerful. You could possess it all, but dare you forsake greed to keep your heart pure and the truth. Each note, each light tests, striking Kofi's will. Kofi opens his eyes, gazing deep into the mermaid's eyes, feeling the radiant golden light spread through his body. He knows the treasure is bait, the final test before facing truth about his parents and fate. Each precious item reflecting in water promises power, fame, admiration, but all temporary, false, unable to replace the truth he seeks. With willpower's strength, Kofi steps slowly across the pond bottom, eyes not on the treasure, not letting temptation sway his mind. Hand clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem, golden light reflects on his face, creating a small, radiant yet gentle halo. He realizes truth and courage matter more than all false glory. The mermaid's song continues echoing, waves emphasizing each heartbeat, but Kofi stands firm. He sees his father's image, a brave warrior, protecting the village, sacrificing himself. His mother's image, departing to protect her son, living in solitude. The underwater treasure fades to insignificance, yielding to the mermaid's golden light, reflecting sacrifice and love. The enchantment from the treasure vanishes, but in Kofi's heart, new strength rises, the power of choice, wisdom, and courage. He knows by refusing greed, he keeps his heart pure, and thus deserves the truth about his parents. The mermaid gazes at Kofi, her ocean blue eyes holding pride and gentleness, as if saying, "You have proven it. You deserve the truth, deserve your parents' legacy and courage." A wave of light from the golden scales spreads across the pond, embracing Kofi. He feels balance in his body between fear, temptation, and courage. All illusions, all lures dissolve, yielding to realization and new direction. Kofi steps to the bank, hand still clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem, heart full of resolve, eyes bright like morning sun, ready for the next challenge. The final revelation about his parents, sacrifice, and family legacy, where truth and forgiveness will be affirmed. Standing on the pond's bank, gazing at the sacred forest, Kofi hears the gentle water flow, soft forest bird calls, lingering golden scales light, reflecting on the water like a reminder that every step is a choice. Every choice matters. He has overcome the greed test, and for the first time, power and temptation no longer bind him. Instead, Kofi's true strength is choosing to keep his heart pure and pursue truth. Kofi stands still in the pond, radiant golden light shining on the water, feeling every heartbeat, every breath merge with the forest and pond's pulse. His heart full of resolve, no longer fearful, and in those eyes, the golden-scaled mermaid nods, a sign the door to final revelation opens. The journey ahead will not be easy, but Kofi knows with a brave heart, truth and forgiveness will lead to a worthy outcome, understanding, his parents' legacy, and reconciliation with the village. Kofi stands on the pond's bank, hand still clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem, the mermaid's radiant golden light reflecting on the water like a halo around him. The space around is silent, only water flow, forest leaf rustles, and his pounding heartbeat in his chest. A temporary peace envelops, but deep inside, he knows the true test is not over. A wave of golden scales light surges, spreading across the pond, creating faint images like vivid memories. Kofi sees his father, stern face, fighting amid flames and smoke, hand gripping his sword, protecting the village from disaster. Each sword stroke, each step carries immense sacrifice, as if trading his life to protect the son he never saw. He feels his father's heartbeat in that image, tension, determination, and silent yet profound love. Then he sees his mother, contemplative face, sad yet gentle eyes, quietly leaving the village. She did not abandon him, but departed to protect him from the villagers' cruelty and prejudice. Each of her steps imprints pain and solitude, living in the deep forest's shadows, but her eyes still hold unconditional love for Kofi. These images rush in, painful yet awakening unprecedented strength in him. The mermaid's golden scale song rises, drawing Kofi into the memory flow, emphasizing that every challenge overcome fear, greed, is preparation for the final revelation about his parents. He realizes the villagers shunned him not just as an orphan, but because they saw him as the omen, the cause of their hero father's death. The contemptuous looks, bitter whispers, all isolation stem from fear and prejudice. Kofi feels pain flooding his body, but this time, he does not tremble in fear. He realizes truth, though painful, is the only path to liberation for himself and the village. By understanding his parents, by forgiving, he will turn pain into strength. He closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, feeling his heartbeat merge with water waves and the mermaid's golden light. Willpower's strength rises, dispelling all fear. The mermaid appears fully on the pond's surface, golden scales light reflecting everywhere, radiant yet gentle. She says, voice blending with waves and forest wind, "You have proven courage, Kofi. You have overcome fear and greed. Now face the bitter truth. Your father sacrificed to save you and the village. Your mother, unable to bear pain and injustice, left to protect you from prejudice and cruelty. Forgive, Kofi. That is the strength to live on." Kofi gazes at the spreading golden light, at his parents' images before him, feeling every sacrifice, every suffering, every love. Tears flow, but this time, not from fear, but from strength and realization. He understands forgiveness is not to forget pain, but to free himself from the past's shadows. In the silent moment, an image appears in the pond's center. His half-brother, living hidden in the village, hand-holding a small heirloom from their father. This appearance is both hope and proof that Kofi is not alone, and family connects despite much suffering and secrets. Light from the gem, mermaid's golden scales, and wooden amulet reflects on his face, creating a halo symbolizing legacy, love, and courage. Kofi stands still, heart pounding, hand clutching the wooden amulet and shell. He knows this test is not just facing truth but a lesson in forgiveness, how he will live to honor his father's sacrifice and mother's love. Pain now becomes guiding flame, and for the first time, he feels ready to return to the village, face the villagers, and turn fear into strength to change the community. The mermaid's golden scales light blazes one last time, surrounding Kofi like gentle yet powerful arms. The golden scales song echoes across the pond, blending with wind, leaf rustles, and water flow, creating a quiet yet meaningful symphony. Each note reminds that a brave heart and forgiveness are the key to unlocking the future he dreams of. As the light softens, the mermaid vanishes into the shimmering water, leaving Kofi in the pond's center, heart still pounding but full of resolve. He knows the final revelation about his parents, sacrifice, and forgiveness is etched deep in his mind, and now he is ready to enter the climax, returning to the village, facing the past, and affirming himself before the community. Kofi steps to the pond's bank, cold water still clinging to his feet, final golden light reflecting on the stones, creating sparkling rays. He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes, feeling every lesson just passed. Strength overcoming fear, will refusing greed, realization about his parents, and forgiveness's power. All merge in his mind, forming strength for the next step, bringing truth to the villagers, restoring lost trust and love, preparing for this extraordinary journey's final climax. Gazing at the distant sacred forest, Kofi knows the golden scales light, mermaid song, and gem in hand are not just spiritual objects, but signs of inner strength, reminding him every challenge leads to realization, courage, and forgiveness, values that will change not just him but the village. All right, dear viewers of mine, if you're watching and finding this story interesting, comment number 1 or "I'm still here to keep listening," okay? After overcoming the underwater greed test and receiving revelation about his parents, Kofi steps from the pond, hand still clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem. The mermaid's radiant golden light reflects on the water, making leaves and ground sparkle like scattered tiny gold flecks. The space is so quiet, each of his footsteps echoes like a small drum, blending with deep breaths and strong heartbeat. Standing on the bank, he suddenly sees a faint figure in the morning mist, where dense trees whisper in the wind. The golden-scaled mermaid appears one last time, her scales light spreading everywhere, blending with wind and leaves. You have proven courage and the choice to keep your heart pure. But you do not know it all yet. Your half-brother from the same father lives in the village. He is the key to dissolving prejudice and uniting the community. Kofi stands stunned, heart thumping. A half-brother he never knew, but now that image appears clearly in his imagination. He realizes his journey is not just self-discovery, truth about his parents, but connecting, healing, and uniting the community that once shunned and despised him. The golden scales light embraces Kofi, as if adding strength and guiding him onward. He steps into the forest, footsteps light but decisive. Each ancient tree, every leaf branch reflects shimmering golden light, as if the forest accompanies Kofi, leading him to his brother. In his mind echoes the mermaid's whisper. You must use truth, courage, and forgiveness to reconnect the community's scattered pieces. That brother will help you do it. After hours deep in, Kofi sees a boy about his age, huddled by an old fence at the village edge. The boy's eyes curious yet wary, as if anticipating something strange. Kofi approaches, heart still racing, hand clutching the wooden amulet, shell, and gem. Without words, their eyes meet, and he recognizes a miracle. Blood, kinship, and family connection need no explanation. The brother stands silent, eyes widening, then suddenly understanding he faces his sibling. A wave of emotion surges, surprise, fear, but with it hope. Kofi smiles faintly, wordless, only extending his hand, a symbol of trust and connection. The brother responds slowly, and in that moment, a door long thought closed in the villagers' hearts begins to open. Kofi leads his brother through the village, footsteps passing the square where villagers gather. At first, surprised and wary eyes follow them, but seeing the gentle light from the amulet, shell, and gem, and resolve on Kofi's face, they gradually fall silent, listening. The brother's appearance signals that truth and family connection can dissolve prejudice. Kofi knows this time, He stands not just for himself, but the community. Each step emphasizes that forgiveness, love, and honesty will break the invisible walls villagers built long ago. His half-brother, with innocence and empathy, becomes the bridge for villagers to see family, sacrifice, and courage in new light. In the silent moment, the mermaid's light seems to touch every heart, spreading through homes, those who once despised Kofi. Each reflected light in villagers' eyes reminds that community is truly strong when every member is understood, forgiven, and connected. Kofi feels the vibration in his heart, blending with his brother's heartbeat and the community's breath. Gradually, villagers approach. Those who once rejected, despised Kofi, now bow heads, eyes holding remorse and curiosity. Kofi leads his brother beside him, hand gripping spiritual objects, golden light from wooden amulet, shell, and gem shining on their faces, creating a halo symbolizing love, courage, and forgiveness. As Kofi raises his hand, a wordless symbol sends unity and healing power. His brother stands beside, eyes bright with empathy, and villagers gradually realize fear, prejudice, hatred hold no power if they open to each other. Forest and pond reflect golden light, creating a vivid painting, mystical yet full of hope. Kofi takes a deep breath, feeling every lesson passed. Fear overcome, greed refused, truth about parents understood, and now, through his half-brother, he has found the key to unite the community. The mermaid's golden scales light softens, but lessons, strength, and resolve in Kofi's mind still shine. He knows the journey is not over, but for the first time, Kofi is no longer alone. Hand-gripping amulet, shell, gem, with brother beside, he feels the community's heartbeat merge with his. The former invisible walls crumble, yielding to forgiveness, unity, and hope, opening a new chapter for the small village, where prejudice and fear no longer dominate. In dawn's light, Kofi gazes at the village, seeing children playing, villagers smiling, thatched roofs shimmering in golden light. He realizes his half-brother is not just the key to dissolving prejudice, but the bridge between past, present, future, between parents' sacrifice and the future Kofi will build. With heart-blazing resolve, Kofi knows challenges lie ahead, but for the first time, he is ready to lead the community, live honoring his father's sacrifice and mother's love, with truths, forgivenesses, and family love's strength. The mermaid's final golden light emphasizes every challenge, every suffering leads to connection and unity's moment, where love and courage triumph over prejudice. The morning sky radiant with gold, dew still clinging to leaves, as Kofi steps back into the small village. Hand clutching the wooden amulet and glowing shell, gentle yet powerful light illuminates every leaf, every thatch roof, creating an ethereal halo. The space around so still he hears every footstep on leaf litter, every pounding heartbeat blending with his breath. Kofi passes the central village square, once echoing mockery and contemptuous eyes. Now, light from amulet and shell illuminates the past, stunning villagers, their eyes flashing astonishment, curiosity, and a hint of fear. They recognize he is no longer the frail orphan boy, but a courageous youth, eyes resolute, steps full of authority and confidence. Kofi stops in the square's center, takes a deep breath, golden light from amulet and shell reflecting on his face, blending with heartbeat and breath. He recounts everything, voice low but clear, about his father, the warrior who sacrificed to protect the village, his mother who left to shield him from pain and prejudice, the underwater challenges and treasure he overcame, and the golden-scaled mermaid who guided him, tested his courage, and kept his heart pure. Kofi's words fill the space, each sentence weaving a vivid painting, father fighting amid smoke and fire, mother silently sacrificing in shadows, underwater fire field and treasure, mermaid's golden scales light spreading across pond and forest. At first, villagers only silent, eyes doubtful, unbelieving the strange yet emotional tale. They never witnessed Kofi's willpower, courage, and steadfastness so vividly. Then, Kofi's small actions, clutching amulet, shell, resolute eyes toward villagers, firm stance in square's center become living proof. They begin realizing he speaks no lie, and he endured challenges none dared imagine. Surprise turns to respect, one by one bowing heads, eyes heavy with remorse and curiosity. The village elder steps forward, tall figure bending in dawn light, voice deep and sincere. We were wrong to let fear and prejudice cloud judgment. Your father is a hero, your mother sacrificed and protected you. We owe you an apology. The words ring, creating an emotional wave, softening every heart. Eyes once hateful, now full of regret, trembling hands extend, wanting to reconnect with Kofi and the secret brother. His half-brother steps from the square's edge, innocent eyes full of trust, standing beside Kofi, his appearance like a missing piece, proving blood kinship, unity, and village future. Villagers silent, but eyes now turn to Kofi and brother, realizing family and truth can dissolve prejudice. Kofi takes a deep breath, voice low but strong, recounting parents' sacrifice moments, challenges overcome, and forgiveness's importance. He emphasizes courage and forgiveness stronger than prejudice, than fear, than power or fame. We can choose healing over division. We can step into a future without past shadows. Villagers gradually approach, hands on each other's shoulders, eyes mixing remorse and hope. Invisible walls of prejudice, once shunning and judging Kofi, gradually dissolve. Children's laughter rises, mingling with leaf rustles, bird songs, creating a reconciliation and unity symphony. Kofi stands in square's center, secret brother beside, hand gripping wooden amulet and shell. Golden light from gem and mermaid's golden scales seems to spread around him, emphasizing truth, courage, forgiveness have triumphed over fear and prejudice. He looks around, seeing every villager bowing heads, hands on each other, their heartbeats merging with his. In that instant, Kofi realizes the journey, not just self-discovery, but uniting community, healing prejudice wounds, building future on courage and love. His half-brother's presence becomes living symbol for a united village, where every challenge, every pain can transform to strength if people open hearts. The village elder, once despising Kofi, bows head, admitting fault, eyes full of remorse, yet hope. He says, "We were wrong. Thanks to you, we realize prejudice and fear only make us small. Now, with your courage and truth, we will step together into a new future." Villagers place hands on Kofi and brother's shoulders, every eye, smile, small action creating a unity halo, erasing all past shadows. Kofi feels community heartbeat merge with his. Golden light from amulet and shell reflecting on ground like proof, courage, and truth can transform a community. With heart-blazing resolve, Kofi knows challenges ahead remain, but for the first time, he is not alone. Brother beside, eyes trusting, and villagers once hating now bow in respect. All invisible walls collapsed, yielding to forgiveness, unity, hope. Kofi takes a deep breath, hand gripping wooden amulet, shell, and gem, ready to lead village into new chapter, where love, courage, forgiveness govern all relations. Morning sun rays pierce leaves, reflecting on thatch roofs, water surface, and Kofi's radiant face. The once shunning village, now vibrant, full of light, children's laughter blending with bird songs, with community's new heartbeat. Kofi stands in square, hand clutching spiritual objects, eyes toward future, knowing this extraordinary journey just beginning, but for first time. He and community, ready to face ahead challenges with courage and forgiveness. As early sun peaks over thatch roofs, illuminating forest leaves and shimmering water, the small village transformed completely. Villagers stand close, eyes mixing joy, respect, curiosity. Smiles once hidden in prejudice shadows now bloom under dawn light. No more mockery or contemptuous eyes, instead affectionate gestures, gentle hands on shoulders, new unity rhythm just unfolding. Kofi stands in square, hand clutching wooden amulet, shell glowing gem. All light reflects on his face, like gentle yet strong halo. He realizes journey once thought only self-exploration now expanded to grand mission. Community reconciliation, restoring trust, protecting parents' legacy. But just then, a cool light breeze blows, carrying faint golden light from sky, and nearby pond water ripples as if something prepares. From water surface, under golden moon, golden-scaled mermaid appears last time. Her scales light blazes, illuminating pond, spreading to square and surrounding forest, making space seem to hold breath moment. She approaches Kofi, deep ocean blue eyes holding gentleness, yet full power, emphasizing every challenge and learning just start. In her hand, unseen gem appears before. It emits gentle yet radiant light, blue-green tinged gold, spreading through Kofi's palm as she places it there. "This is your parents' secret treasure," she whispers. "This gem connects human hearts to each other, and to nature, forest, streams, seas. It will help you lead community, protect village, and legacy your parents sacrificed to preserve." Kofi feels energy flow from gem, merging with his heartbeat. He understands not just spiritual object, but new mission symbol. From now, journey no longer simply truth-seeking, but leading community over new challenges, preserving sacred forest, seas, parents' legacy. Golden light from gem, wooden amulet, shell harmonize, creating strong halo, emphasizing courage, love, unity, strength. Kofi stands silent, eyes on village. He sees children playing, villagers exchanging smiles, eyes full affection. Half-brother stands beside, eyes brimming trust and hope, as if saying new community chapter begins here. Kofi takes deep breath, feeling every lesson, every challenge past underwater fear, treasure, and greed. Parents' truth all blend in mind, becoming strength and direction for a head journey. Golden light from gem sends ray spreading across pond, weaving through thatch roofs, leaves, villagers' faces. Everyone feels wondrous energy, not just physical light, but consensus light, love, collective courage. From that light, villagers understand each individual role in protecting community. Sacred forest, seas, and painful past holds no power if they unite. Kofi smiles faintly, hand holding wooden amulet, shell, gem-tight, eyes resolute bright. He realizes this extraordinary journey truly not ended but stepping to completely different chapter. Every ahead, challenge protecting forest, sea, streams. Parents' legacy demands courage, wisdom, unity. But first time, no fear. Light from hand spiritual objects reminds, every miracle comes from unexpected places, from truth, courage, love. Half-brother stands beside, eyes full trust and resolve. Kofi feels this companionship, as if village future rests in two brothers' hands, bound by blood and understanding. Villagers, one by one, approach, eyes gentle, actions in sync. No more suspicion, no hatred, but united community, every heart toward truth, courage, love. As golden moon illuminates pond, golden-scaled mermaid gradually vanishes, but light and gentle songs still echo in Kofi's mind, reminding every miracle has meaning and preserving legacy responsibility equally important. Kofi bows head, feeling his heartbeat merge with communities, ready for next challenge. Final scene, Kofi stands on stream bank, hand holding wooden amulet, shell, radiant gem tight, eyes toward village, golden and blue-green light from gem reflecting on determined face. Under moonlight, water shimmers like reflecting every lesson, every sacrifice, every miracle past. He closes eyes once, breathes deep, then opens, gazing village with resolute eyes and heart full hope. In that moment, he whispers to himself and community, like message, truth is just beginning, and sometimes miracles come from unexpected places. He knows from here, Kofi not just truth seeker, but village leader, preserving sacred forest, seas, parents' legacy. A head journey full challenges, but first time, feels solid, steadfast, full hope, ready for every wonder life, forest, sea bring. As night falls, small village hides under golden moon. Kofi stands by stream bank, arms tight around wooden amulet, shell, radiant gem, eyes resolute, heart full hope. He gazes each thatch roof, each leaf canopy, feeling community's new life pulse where truth, courage, forgiveness replaced fear and prejudice. But Kofi knows real journey not ended. Challenges wait ahead. Protecting forest, sea, parents' legacy, leading village over every prejudice, preserving human nature bond. Half-brother stands beside, eyes shining trust, symbol blood connection, and future hope. Whole community, every eye, smile, gesture, becomes proof courage and love strength. Kofi realizes sometimes miracles not from treasure or power, but from bravery, truth, forgiveness, from seemingly small actions with extraordinary reach. And now, under Golden Moon, Kofi sends message to you story followers. Keep heart pure, face truth, open to forgiveness, for that's way to find inner strength and change surrounding community. If you love Kofi's extraordinary journey, like, share, subscribe channel, not miss other wondrous African folktales. Comment below, let us know where watching from, current time, what hour. For every story finds deeper meaning when we share together. Gazing moon reflection on pond surface, Kofi smiles truth just start. Next miracles still wait ahead.